Yo, guys, sorry being 5 minutes late. Zero people supporting. Absolute jokers, bro. Join the stream, guys. Don't be fraudulent. This is an emergency meeting, by the way. This will be the first emergency meeting. This is supposed to be a normal stream of 2026. And all I gotta say, Happy New Year, Happy World Cup year. Hopefully everyone is doing well. But unfortunately, we're not even 90 hours late. Not. We're not even 90 hours in. Not even 100 hours into this World Cup year, and already things are happening already. I'm just annoyed. Big up to you in the chat. Salute you. But unfortunately, this is an emergency meeting, and this might actually be real serious. Oh my goodness! It's about what's going on with Venezuela. It's been 24 hours since Nicolas Maduro's been. What this means for the United States? What does this mean for the World Cup? And you know what? I'm kind of furious because we just got here. And listen, I've been chilling. Okay, not kind of been chilling all the way, but I'm just trying to enjoy these last few days before I go back to work officially on Tuesday. But now with this is just this is just ridiculous. I am tired of this. We're about to host a World Cup, and we have problems like this. I know Venezuela and the U.S. don't get along. Of course, Nicolas Maduro, yes, Trump, and beefing each other. It's been a while, but I am furious. I am not happy about it. Yes, and this is gonna absolutely annoy me for the next few days. This is an emergency meeting already, and I want to say one of my thoughts about this, that, and before you say anything on the political spectrum. Oh shoot, my TV. On the political spectrum, I don't care what. I just don't care, bro. I don't care. I don't have any party that I support, but this is an emergency meeting because people should join the chat because this is real serious, unfortunately. And now with this event, this is happening. This is happening, unfortunately, and this is just getting ridiculous. I'm not happy about it. I'm tired already. Ah, look, I just woke up. It's only 5:30 in the morning, and we're already having. Okay, technically, this started yesterday. Hopefully, everyone was doing good. Yesterday, I had an okay day, but it's kind of like getting overshadowed this event. Listen, my political stance is neutral, but since this is happening during the World Cup year, really concerns me a lot, honestly. It does. And with this, I don't know if this is sustainable to get away with it. Because now we're seeing this. This is my first official political emergency meeting since June, the FIFA Club World Cup. But yeah, it's real bad. And I am tired of this. We just went over the Brazilian fixtures. And now with this, it's just gonna get my. Am I not gonna chill out for once? For God's sakes, are we not gonna chill out? And apparently there might already be more drama, which I haven't even got into. I think Dax might have an update about Christensen. And yes, did I expect 2026 to be not better? No. And we're already seeing it already, for fuck's sakes. At least 2025 is a chill start, kind of ish. But already these first 72 hours, 96 hours, we're seeing crap already. My days. MAGA Unlimited found a common ground here. But yeah, let's see. I'm just not happy with this. I'm just absolutely annoyed today. I'm done. I feel angry. Because this situation is just real sustainable. This is just a joke, bro. You're kidding me. These people are awake already. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It is not looking good. It is not looking good. So we're about to host the World Cup year. And the U.S. and Donald Trump, of course, say whatever you want about Nicolas Maduro. My stance on him, well, of course, I've never experienced it. Of course, a lot of Venezuelans will tell you that he's a brutal dictator and all that. And I know people want to have their opinions. Listen, I couldn't even watch an AFCON game properly yesterday. There's even some today. My Molly did got knocked out apparently. But now with these political issues, should we question ourselves? Should the U.S. Um, host the World Cup? Because we're just seeing drama with Chelsea, Sack Enzo Maresca, and I got a lot to say about Chelsea, who are run by American owners, by Clown Lake, Clear Lake, as Michael says. Big up to him. Yeah, Mali, they qualified. Tunisia crashed out, even though Tunisia, Mali didn't score from open play. And yes, you saw the images, and I haven't even watched all the videos just yet, but now this is just annoying. We just had the bloody World Cup draw. And I know I'm not an emotional guy, and I shouldn't care about politics, but if it involves the sport itself, it needs to be said because it's affecting. Look at this FIFA. These frauds, of course, are freaking quiet. Guess the tournament because today should be a normal day. We all know 2006 World Cup, of course. I think we all remember. Yep, against France on pens, which we all remember. No, it wasn't pens. It was 2006, which we all know. And I was born that year, and I'm about to be 20, literally. But this is that. Bro, Adam, please go bed. Is it 5:40? Yo, Luis. Not FC. Is that you? You already awake? Unless you're just joking. The emergency meeting is here. Of course, I'm not going to bed. And honestly, I want to go bed. But with this, like I said, since I couldn't do it last night, I have to deliver my promise. And I should be chilling out and getting rested. But now with this is real serious, bro. Luis, before I drop you the link, of course, bro, I know the Twitter thing didn't went out fully nice yesterday. It's fine. And I know that I heard reports that Morocco are destined to host the FIFA World Cup in 2029, which at this point, the FIFA Club World Cup which we all know why it might be problems. This year's FIFA World Cup is going to be a nation who bombs for living. Then yeah, that's the problem. Honestly, this might be true. And like, Women's World Cup is not until next freaking year. Be aware of fake news. This video is from the last FIFA World Cup. I wouldn't be surprised if this video is from the World Cup because okay, not from the FIFA World Cup. Venezuela, we're not in there. This might have been from the Copa America. I doubt it because don't forget Venezuela. We're in Copa America, of course, last year. And even though these guys made it to quarters, even though Canada knocked them out, and then of course made that semifinal, even though to be fair, Copa America isn't much hard to deal, in my opinion. And of course, I want the Americas to be more united. You know, Copa America on the ball shouldn't be just about South America. It should be like the whole continent at this point. And I want that, but of course, there's been some criticism about the problems like CONMEBOL, CONCACAF, and all that. I was like, okay, but yeah, but now this is a serious. Now this is gonna be serious, and like yeah, and I want to know what this affects for the World Cup now. So yeah, smash up the likes. Don't move fraudulent. I have to cook this Inter because this guy shouldn't be talking. You just lost 5-0 in the Champions League final. And you didn't win anything. And no wonder why your standards are falling off, bro. For doing something good, even though let's act like he doesn't have blood on their hands. But yeah, this is real serious. And people want to defend this? Nah, bro. Even though FIFA Club World Cup, I have to agree. I can't believe I have to agree with this Atletico Madrid fan. But yeah, look at this front. Real Madrid. By the way, you better be careful because Real Betis, they could freaking get you on the counter. If you lose there, you might seriously, bro. Like this is just ridiculous, bro. But the problem is, so many people are having this. This is not even from me, but if this is happening during the World Cup year, this is really worse. If and like if we're gonna like if this is allowed, and I know some people want to say about this Maduro regime. Listen, this isn't nothing new. This isn't something new. This has been happening for a really long time. This has been happening since the death or not. I mean, well, technically not the death because this. Because Nicolas Maduro, of course, we all know he replaces Hugo Chavez, who has died from cancer back in 2013, I believe. I was 7 or 8 at that time. Yeah, I was 7. And with this, and then with this really concerns me. And but yeah, you're gonna have people saying like about this. Then why? And I've said some tweets. But yeah, Donald Trump has apparently bombed 7 countries in 1 year. FIFA best hosting. It's all about the PR, honestly, about the money. And Donald Trump, we all know is a controversial figure. We all know the stuff he's been doing, of course, as he comes back as president. But I'm disappointed, bro, because now this is going to be happening literally when we're hosting the biggest event in the world. This is why there's been questions about the FIFA Club World Cup. Big up, Radudax. Salute you, my guy. And I've sent the link to Michael, even though Luis. Oh yeah, let me drop the link for you. You're welcome to join if anyone wants to hop on. Fuck Trump. I'm not surprised. And even though I really don't care about politics, but since this affects the World Cup, like oh my goodness, this is my first emergency meeting stream since the Club World Cup. a week before the FIFA Club World Cup kicked off. This is why I couldn't go to the FIFA Club World Cup games in LA last year, because of the events that are going on with ICE and all that. Like, are we even fucking united anymore? And listen, I don't even make these political streams because I really don't care. But if this affects me, any shapes or form, I have to call this out. By the way, smash up the like, subscribe, all that. But this, bro, I just don't get it, bro. But if we're just doing this, then what's the point of banning Russia then? If Russia might just self-defense, and even though people accuse Donald Trump of being a Russian puppet, even though the Russian president, it has been clear closer. Oh, we have an update. Guess who scored for Leeds? The American Brendan Aronson. He takes the lead. 1-0 open play goal. Yes, it's in the back of the net. And this is why Manchester United, look at your ownership. Your ownership is American. No sanctions. And you just conceded. You just gave up an open play goal. I don't think he cuts inside and just presses in and just, you know, finishes off with his left foot likely. And there was a mistake. Who was it? And the ball was supposed to rebound. And Brendan Aronson cuts inside, capitalizes right, and scores the open play goal. Nice. 1-0 by the American. Fair play to Brendan Aronson. United are in the mud. And the whole stadium erupted. But yeah, of course, people want to say let's focus on English first. Dude, this guy speaks English. Like, dude, this is just ridiculous, bro. I know Twitter is like blowing up with memes and all that. But the problem is, I hate it when it's coming at the worst time, especially when we host events. If this happens like a non-World Cup year, then it wouldn't be much of a big deal, because if we're just going to have these rules, then what's the bloody point, bro? It's not. It's just ridiculous, bro. And I know that some people want to say Venezuelans are celebrating, and of course they have every right to do so. Even though you could say Donald Trump isn't any better, because the problem is they'll accept his PR and then this and then. But the problem is, if this is going to not apply to other countries that suffer the same fate of dictatorship, or or warmongering, like we're seeing in like Syria, and no, not Palestine. I mean, it's brutal, but someone else, Syria, um, even where else? I forgot. Is it like Sudan? I could be wrong. Oh, United. Oh, no way you let them equalize. What are you doing, Leeds? How did you? You guys are not serious. This game should be no then. What are they doing? And they go ahead and freaking crumble 2 minutes later. What a joke. But yeah, I know people want to say this, and even though we're going to accept, blue code doesn't matter, except all because of this. I mean, it's fine, but it's just getting ridiculous, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong, Donald Trump. Don't get me wrong, to all the Trump haters, it's not just Donald Trump that has been involved. Obama has been involved. Biden, so it's nothing new. But it's just like they're just trying to execute. And don't forget, under Obama, we saw this with Libya, Yemen, Somalia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, 7 countries between 2009 and 2016. So apparently 2,000 bombs with the Look at this. We've seen this before, and there's no problems with that. And I'm gonna get into Chelsea because they might actually be cooked. Chelsea are gonna get cooked, bro, in my opinion, because Chelsea, since they accept this, they might actually be in big trouble. But it just annoys me. This happens during the worst times. It's so annoying. It's so annoying with this. But yeah, I'm just annoyed this is happening. I am so good. But yeah, this is an emergency meeting, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just tired of this, bro. Because especially this happening in the World Cup year, then what's the point of, banning countries like Russia and who else? But I know Russia's by far the biggest one because of their illegal invasion of Ukraine, even though some people said they were just Donbass. Like, these politics, of course, gets confusing, but if we're just going to do it, put people and civilian at risk, that's not good, bro. Honestly. Big up, Wim. Yo, press like button, you know what I'm doing. But yeah. So this is an emergency meeting. And this is why it's not looking good. Emergency meeting. Just trying to send this to some people. But yeah, this is not looking good. I'm live, and this is not looking good for the FIFA World Cup and Chelsea Football Club, as I explained. Because here's the thing. Because if we're going to see this, this is not going to be good. Share up the stream. So yeah, Win United. Yeah, this 1-1. I have no idea why Leeds. What are they freaking doing? Chat group on IG. I sent something. Oh, big up. Good morning, Jordan. Oh, you sent me something? What time? Is it just a few minutes ago? Guys, I mentioned. Guys, yeah, I've been. Yep. Oh my goodness, bro. What's going on? Okay, let me read this. I don't know if this is personal. Okay, this is not like, personal family, but what's going on? Was related to Jack when he was. I said he was happy. Wow. Really? I think that's insane because this is just ridiculous. Because with this happening, oh my goodness, bro. If we're just going to unite. But with the Jack, I think that's wild. I think he needs to like chill out, hopefully. Because a lot of people in our heads maybe not looking good. Oh, big up to you. Salute you. Yeah, I hope you're doing good. Happy New Year, happy World Cup year, even though it's not looking good, unfortunately. And this is just ridiculous. I'm from the U.S. Oh, and Hispanic Latino, of course. Even though I support Brazil because I just love Brazilian football, and I'm gonna get into that about this. How does this affect Brazil? By the way, I need to mention this. So, okay, Brazil, we do share us Brazil. We do they do share a border with Venezuela. I need to say how many miles? Let me see. Let me see how many miles do we own the border with. Got north inside of Brazil, which is 2,200 kilometers apparently, which is like how many miles? Let me see. But we do share a border with Peru. I mean not Peru. Venezuela. About three 1,000 about at least 1,366 miles. Like it's long basically. And we all know the states that are right by. Well, yeah, and I don't know what this fully mean. I know more people like if they live in like what are the states called in Brazil again? Romania, and there's Amazona, which is host to the Amazon rainforest in which hosts the city freaking Manaus. I don't know if they have anything. Fuck all Happy New Year's for all Chelsea fans because guess what, Rue.X. Yo, bro, and I know I send Michael the link. Hopefully he joins. But with this, if we're gonna allow this, this is just ridiculous. You want to know Chelsea are owned by Blue Co, right? Or Clear Lake Capital. You know Todd Bowley, Egg Bowley, these scrubs, right? These American owners. Will they get sanctioned? Look at this. Look at this fraud. Look at this. Calls for the American invasion of Greenland, all because more land. Look at this. North Korea just fired a ballistic missile, by the way, 13 hours ago, and that's wild. Oh, not this. Damn it, I thought I saved it. I might have to go with Daniel Knight's 14, which I don't care by. Hopefully this connects. Big ups to Dan. Sorry if I had to open up your DMs, but yeah, but this is not looking good at all. Sorry if I have to go to your DMs. Yeah, Twitter is taking time to update. But yeah, look at this. We're seeing what's going on with Chelsea. You guys sacked Enzo Maresca. And look, this guy's about to get fricked today, likely. Because he knows he's in big trouble. Like, why? What am I doing here exactly? And look at this. And now with this going on tonight, yesterday, as we have to hear more updates, even though this is just ridiculous, bro. So listen, of course people can debate about if America legally invade Venezuela, even though people defend positions. But yeah, let me see if I can try putting, even though it wants me to freaking add another tab, and I think that's stupid. Come on, Twitter's annoying for doing this. Opening up a new tab is a joke. But let me try to show you a good example. Exactly. You remember how Chelsea are forced to sell Roman Abramovich with all because he's close ties with Putin and all that. And look at where Chelsea are at right now. Look at them where they're at right now. The standards have fallen off. Everything has fallen off from Chelsea. And this is why Chelsea are completely screwed in my opinion. And it's a joke, bro. And they can't keep only at the 3 minutes. I am absolutely fuming, bro. I knew about this. This is gonna happen. And like, and with Donald Trump, I mean, say whatever you want about your opinion about him, whether if you like him for business reasons and all that, cutting taxes and all that, and of course of course, doing a lot of things, of course. And listen, I don't even care about politics, but if this will affect the World Cup, like we're seeing the Club World Cup with the ice raids, this worries me. And I'm trying to find a TikTok video, even though Venezuela, even though yes, they're yes, I know the economy might be bad, but let's be to even though to be fair, they've been hit a lot by U.S. sanctions because sanctions is exactly what they did to Chelsea by forcing selling Roman Abramovich because he was Russian, because he was sanctioned by the U.S. and all that. Look at this. Are we going to see that? If Blueco is allowed to stay here, then do we even know the rules then? This is why this is a wake up call. And Michael, you might have to dislike Donald Trump if he's going to allow Blueco to stay and destroy Chelsea, which a lot of these guys don't care if Chelsea, dies, suffers, and have a complete downfall like what we're seeing with United, Arsenal as well, who are owned by the Cronkies. And even though there's nothing wrong owning an ownership, but Roman Abramovich still was a good owner and yeah, this is why Chelsea look at them. This is why look, they're basically human. And I hate to say it, but Chelsea's owners are human trafficking young kids, young what's it called? Too much young players and then not getting proven experienced players. And no one says nothing about that. Now a lot of people are waking this up. Not people should be waking up. And I heard that there's a Chelsea fan group is planning to hold a protest against their game against Brentford in 2 weeks from now when they host them at the Bridge during the Manchester Derby, who take place at the Old Trafford exactly 2 weeks from now. But why are we doing this? I mean, they have a point, of course, but the reason why I'm saying why are we doing this during World Cup year, I'm talking about the Trump incident. And I know people said that it's time to go. Nicholas Maduro. Oh goodness, Leeds United almost gives up a goal, and they missed. But yeah, and of course the U.S. will use Venezuela reserves just to a large amount in other countries after capturing Nicholas. We're on oil business, but even though if we're gonna but if we're gonna use this, and I know people want to say Nicholas Maduro, he's not all good and all that, but the problem is, if we're gonna allow this, this is not really sustainable. This is not gonna be sustainable. Are Levante winning 1-0? I thought it was 0-0. And listen, I will be ending the stream around when Real Madrid plays Betis. But I'm just furious with this, bro. Oh my days, bro. What are they doing? But yeah, they've just scored now. But these U.S. politics, and they just kicked off the second half. But yeah, this is not looking good. I don't know what's gonna happen now, but yeah, share the stream, guys. Let's send this to Louis in a bit, but yeah, what's going on is not sustainable. And I gotta do this again. Like, it's annoying. Yeah, the DMs. It will be forced, exactly. And like they can't just do anything about that. I think this is a joke then, unfortunately. And yeah. If the and look at these. A lot of facts. Like exactly. And this is why this could affect your football club. Like what we're seeing in the Premier League, and I gotta do this once again. Which big up to this Chelsea fan on Twitter. Big up, I had to repost this. If the UK government took Chelsea away from Roman Rat because of exactly. Yeah, exactly. Why can't they do the same thing? And I know Michael would have a lot to say, even though I don't know if he's sleeping. I've sent him a message on Instagram if he wants to come on, but this is just getting ridiculous. And yeah, and then like people are not going to talk about this enough, and I don't know if this will, but like this is just getting ridiculous. Yes, and me personally, I think yes. I mean, there's a lot of factors. If you have bad ownership, then you shouldn't see there. Even this guy says he prefers Felipe Luis. Yes, my idol, bro. Let me retweet this. But yeah, this is not looking good. And I am just tired about this already. I am tired, bro. I am tired about this. I'm just tired. Am I not gonna? Are we not gonna catch a break? We might do a part two about this. I might try to join Zach the Saltist guy stream tomorrow. Hopefully, big up to him because he just dropped a rant video about the U.S. hegemony that we're seeing right now, especially with now Venezuela. I debate if I mean people. You could debate Nicolas Maduro's good and bad, but if we're going to have hypocrisy, this is this is okay. But we're still calling like this bad, all because of different opinions, different views, and I don't even care about the not capitalism versus communism debate. I don't really care. Both of them like kind of have, and of course people want to say, oh, the communist like brutal dictatorship and all that. Yes, I some of that, and they look pretty horrific. But are we gonna act like capitalism doesn't have its worst sides? And like we're seeing, and like look at this. Okay. Look at this, and like what we're seeing, like and unfortunately, this is gonna apply to FIFA as well. Many different factors, and this is why I'm gonna have to mention about Chelsea in just 1 minute. Of this situation, of course, they're just going to try to charge lock up like Nicolas Maduro. I don't know what's going to do, but I heard reports that Russia is telling Trump to like free him, or else he's not going to bring the peace deal to Ukraine. And even though this and that, so I don't get it. Even though I heard Venezuela's vice president will be taking control, apparently, or apparently, I don't know if it's true. If not, I heard Venezuela's vice president. I forgot her name. Apparently, but unfortunately, if civilians are going to get caught, especially this bombing in Venezuela, this is not good. And we all know the UN was meant to, improve, relations, meant to send peace in the world. Doing it, they'll try to do everything, but it's not good enough, in my opinion. Because of what we're seeing with this, it's just a lot. And of course, you say whatever you want, but the problem is if we're going to have it both ways and not do it the right way, how are we gonna act like we're not experienced? And I know people are gonna do this coup. And don't get me wrong, the U.S. unfortunately The United States. We're not. Uh, this is not the first time they've done this before. There's been many coups before. We saw this in Bolivia in like 2019, which is he's that replaces I forgot that another guy in Bolivia, but apparently she might have authoritarian ideas, pro too much pro I forgot what it's called, establishmentism basically of something. It was like ultra like conservative. I'm assuming as well. Like this isn't and like and we seen all the give me another names Libya, Iraq, and then the list goes on, bro. And I know the world isn't perfect, but especially, I mean, every year there will be like a big event, anyways. But like the FIFA World Cup, we can all agree it's by far the biggest event of all of them because it has, because of course, because it has, because like I said, more than all of them has more than because of course because it was meant to unite the world. But and even though I know Venezuela, like I said, they their national team made some good runs, of course, in the FIFA World Cup. But oh my goodness, they wasted a chance leads. And yeah, I know Venezuela. These guys fumbled it on the last day at home against Colombia 6-3, which they did. They got destroyed. Venezuela 6-3, their national team, back in September on the last day of qualifying. All they needed was a win, but they knew Colombia's pressure, and yes, our game against Bolivia, we decided we were just gonna let Bolivia qualify because there's nothing played for. We were already qualified since June by being Paraguay, so there's no point. It doesn't matter. We're still gonna be pot A anyways, or pot one, I mean. Group C, of course, which I haven't even done a full preview thoughts about that. But yeah, Venezuela, I get they're not in the World Cup. Yes, their national team is not good enough, even though I think they have better players than Bolivia. Even though the problem is they didn't take those opportunities. Some people want to blame the terror regime and all that. And I don't know how this feels, but like we saw this in July 2024 about these protests, July 2021 with Cuba and all that. We try to intervene and try and have it both ways. And in like 2021, there was a Colombia protest against the center right government and all that. Of course, there's some of these news, but, but yeah, the way Trump is doing, is he helping any form yet? Well, a lot of people, well, I know Zach says no. Me, I don't think so. Yeah, for me, I don't think it's helping much either. Because the problem is if they're just gonna rid of the oil. Of course, Venezuela is like one of the richest countries for like oil. I mean, there's stats I could pull off, but even though I kind of want to get back to this tweet, kind of ish. But of course, yes, Venezuela. They do have one of the highest crime rates, no doubt about that. About about homicide wise, even though of course some people said this is non-Maduro and all that. Even though Latin America has a huge problem with crime, that does play in, especially from the Cold War. There's a lot, especially, but yeah, but like the problem is, look at this. It's all going a lot of money. Of course they're gonna. Of course he's gonna try to get Venezuela. While people are asleep, this was exactly at 11 p.m. I was about to go to sleep, or maybe I heard something immediately, but I was just in bed in time. I was in bed in time. Reduces less than one the world, but they have to. But they do have. Yeah, they do. Apparently, then with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, if I'm correct, someone else also. Yeah, someone else also has a huge oil reserve as well. But yeah, so they're really thinking about stopping the cartel. And yes, of course, Latin America does have this huge problems with drug trafficking. Unfortunately, like we're seeing and like don't get me wrong, I think this is an issue for Latin America for quite some time or a long time. This isn't new. And of course, nearby Colombia, that's where the fentanyl kind of started. Of course, the famous stories from we all know the Colombian drug trafficking, especially don't forget into Mexico. And I know some shady stuff. So I know, and even Brazil as well, including like high states like especially even Rio has these problems that are related to this. So this is a general Latin American problem. This isn't just a Venezuela issue. The cartels. This is this is almost everyone in Latin America. It's not just Mexico, not just Venezuela, even Ecuador, and of course, yeah, the original, of course, Colombia, even Brazil. Even though I heard reports crime rate has kind of improved a bit under Lula, apparently. Let's see, of course, and even though, of course, it's of course, and of course, you gotta do the thing, of course, but like how, but like given, but yeah, in Venezuela, of course, we're at one point one of the fastest growing countries, and we're supposed to be one of the world's richest, not only South America's richest, country, if not the whole Latin America. So, but yeah, if it's only 1%, then why there? Why couldn't they? But yeah, this is just some shady stuff. But yeah, apparently Venezuela produced the most oil, 303 billion barrels. Saudi Arabia is like behind them. Heard that they're Middle Eastern countries for some reason. And the U.S. just 74. So and if it's just that, then why are we stealing oil? I'm sure this oil have nothing to do with the invasion, and then you're gonna have people saying this, and then people are accepting this because, and of course I know the oil source that might also be another war, probably. I mean, one of these silence, I mean, kind of like a war, but not of course, conflictly. Of course, people want to fight out for oil for themselves, for money, and all that. Yeah, I heard of it, but it's damn, is it just because of big deal? And of course, people want to have debates about oil money debates, like we're seeing football clubs. Even though I know people want to say PSG, who are owned by Qatari owners, of course, are run by, of course, are run by Qatar ownership. People say oil money. PSG spent too much, even though they still won the Champions League finally. But of course, people want to make up these and trying to hide up this. You're joking, exactly. You want to know why? Because Iran was trying to control in the West, and if you can't, then you're not North America. And but Venezuela, I know Venezuela's. I haven't checked their possible homicide rate, I haven't checked Latin America's homicide rate, but it's true Venezuela, they do unfortunately have one of the worst crime rates in the world for quite some time in the last 15 years. Even though but I heard a report that Venezuela don't even have. I mean, of course, Carrasco, the capital's not doing great, of course, and some nurses in Venezuela, like I forgot its name, but it's called Santa do I forgot its name, but of course, Carrasco is the largest city, Venezuela capital, and even though this is happening, then that's just insane. And like, of course, the oil thing, like, can debate about that, but it's just a lot, bro. I'm sure it does. I don't care. None of this shit. Like, we could sit here with iPhones in our cars. Yeah, I agree. Very true, exactly. Because, like, we already have some stuff, and I know. And this is why you could say Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro, yes, he has a lot of left wing agenda policies, basically. Even though not all of them are left wing, honestly, apparently, and people don't realize. Apparently, abortion is banned, just like how Republicans are trying to do, which that doesn't make sense to me. Then apparently, power blue. You forgot use the world. You still look at this, but yeah, and then people they fall over it all because this said it was about the oil, accept the gas under $1, and like of course people want to have, but it's like, but damn, like are we just? Mm, come on, no. Those reserves can exactly. I mean that's true. Yeah, because then I know people could like have debate. Like I don't really care about like the this is much, and people want to say, oh, Russia, China, and Iran are sucking up Venezuela's oil most of the time. Even though Venezuela, you could say, unless you have a different opinion. I know people want no más la izquierda, no left wing, no progressivism. Even though this guy is okay having like even though no offense to this guy is okay having okay with what's it called, the the for example, like what we're seeing at Chelsea, they don't care if football club dies, and it's full time in the Leeds game, Leeds United game, Leeds United Manchester 1-1. They should have won this game. Why did they have to give up the goal? Not even, yeah, people want to say Venice, like, but even though, but here's the thing, and it's because due to these sanctions, Venezuela forced Russia, Cuba, or whatever, China and Iran to get closer to each other is because of the bloody U.S. But the problem is they don't understand. That's the problem. Of course, people want to say they have different opinions, but like this is why I hate politics, bro. And like I don't even get this. Like it seems like something is right one day and another day it's some fricked up shit. Especially whether it's liberalism, conservatism. It's not looking good. The Madrid lineups are out. I'm not surprised. But if this is just gonna be the way, I'm just disgusted a bit, honestly, disappointed. And if this is going to be a lot during the World Cup, and of course people want to mention about this, even though these are the same guys that want to like do their Bitcoin business, which I don't mind, but even though they want to make this a big deal and shove it up in our throats, and of course Most Americans, on average, that are not Venezuelan, got nothing to do with this. Cause why should and like yeah, but here's the thing with unfortunate some of the Donald Trump supporters, sadly, which unfortunately includes MAGA, unfortunately fans, MAGA towards as Zach calls them. Um, even if and they claim that they're fighting against illegal immigration, right? And call for then why should you care about? And I mean, yes, you can be anti-communist, anti-socialism. That's fine, of course. Yeah, sure, but it feels like it sounds like a bit of like what's this called? Intervention. Basically, they whatever fears their way will call for intervention. And like it's just that if Venezuela falls in the same week, it'll be wild. Yeah, it would be, but then people want to say yet under socialism because one of UK's hot heels the current government. But even though the UK, it doesn't matter who's in charge in the UK government. They're still allies with the United States, no matter what. They always keep each other in support because they're part of NATO, and in NATO, and I don't like that organization. I think it's there's organization like what we're seeing with like provoking World War III, like we're seeing with Russia and the Ukraine situation. Like that's what we're seeing. Even though this is the same UK that the UK government that took away Roman Abramovich from Chelsea, and that's why Chelsea might just get fucked even more. Not only today, what we're likely seeing in like 3 hours. That's probably going to be illegal in 20 countries, though, maybe. In case this does end badly, Chelsea are without Cucurella, Caicedo, managing, and probably it's going to, the managing, including mental illness, probably. Maybe not mental, but like, I mean, not may not know this, but mentally, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And Chelsea might actually be screwed. Chelsea might actually be screwed. And I don't know if any Chelsea fan will talk about this because this could relate to your club. And even though the FIFA Club World Cup that just happened this past summer, Donald Trump, the same guy, had to give Chelsea the FIFA Club World Cup trophy, even though more Chelsea fans, of course, in the last week are debating about the real Chelsea fans are debating the FIFA Club World Cup to be staged and all that. It's meant to, rig it and like make Chelsea look bad. And look, I'm getting all giddy. All this week, bro. All this week, all week long. Of course, we have it where we were having debates about this. And of course, say whatever, but the problem is, yeah, the difference of Kirstama, he's basically like a neoliberal, basically. Exactly that just doesn't make sense. And listen, I don't even support even Madero. I know Zach heavily does, but for me, I just prefer to stay neutral. But even though that doesn't mean that I want to hold out some of these hypocrisy guys because they just don't make sense. Sanctions against neoliberal, try again. Exactly. Very true. The same guy that took away. Okay, technically not him because I mean, well, probably because before Keir Starmer was elected in 2024, just during the Euros, was it? Yeah, during the Euros, before Keir when he was elected, but before I think it was freaking Boris Johnson who was part of the Conservative Party, and people think he's the Donald Trump of England, even though he's just. I mean, he's not even nowhere near ultra conservative, like like the MAGA fans were hoping for. He's basically like center right kind of ish. well, most of the policies, and apparently some of these rules of the corruption himself. And like, but we don't want to talk about that. But even though, but it's like these agendas, like politics, they just are killing this. And if we're gonna see this more mixing up with sports, might just cancel the Olympics in the U.S. Might just freaking allow this because if we're just gonna allow this, because like we just saw, because like it's just ridiculous. I'm just freaking, and then like this is why in allowing this to get away, you have to call everything out, and this is why this will be a bad look for our nation, especially we got problems in the U.S. A lot of people without care. We still have a homeless population, but here's unfortunately Donald Trump and his Republican Party will continue to blame Democrats, 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 Democrats. Even though yes, they're at fault as well. I mean, I think both of you guys are at fault for all the issues in the U.S. because you guys just seem blaming each other and like seem like a bit unprofessional at this point. Instead of like just that's why people like they can't sleep well anymore, including me. I can't just have a bloody day positive. Not a single day. And I'm annoyed. But I am annoyed. And like, of course, people, but like, remember, these are the bloody same views, bro. And I think I heard a tweet breaking China calls the U.S. to immediately stop violating countries' insecurity. And of course, they have problems with China over Taiwan and all that. And Korea is going to be hard to unite. I get it, but like, they can't just have at least the best they could do, at least to at least make the least out of the least troubles. Yeah, to gain more power. Let's get it right, unfortunately. And yes, and this is unfortunately going to be an advantage for the Chelsea Clown Lake ownership. Like Clear Lake Todd Bully and people says that he is connected to Donald Trump. I don't apparently. And I know people want to say Venezuela's starting population yet 70%. I mean that's true, but even though to be fair, if the U.S. sanctions, which was imposed by Obama, well, exactly 10 years ago, since when did 2013 immediately? That and like what are they meant to do? Food and like and the restrictions, and of course the U.S. unfortunately have the leverage and power basically to host all these money events and like where they control food and all that. That's the problem. Make Venezuela great again. But the U.S. ownership, I don't know. Hopefully, the people of Venezuela can enjoy Belize for now. I mean, let's see. And this guy's apparently from. Come on. But yeah, like the debated that, but unfortunately, yeah. But unfortunately, with this, it seems like yeah. Even NATO has said something about Venezuela. I forgot a quote, but I think it might have been like a few years ago. Am I surprised about this? No. People are starving, even though, like I said, the U.S. sanctions. Well, and of course, but the problem is, I just don't get it. Who will people freaking support? And some people, Keir Starmer might be a neoliberal, but Donald Trump is like basically a neocon, of course. Basically, the main leader of all of them. Both of them are not good, honestly, in my opinion. I don't think they're doing a great job. And like, I don't care who's in power, but they have to do everything the right way. Okay, I mean, it's impossible to fix up everything in like 4 years. It's only going to be like a small new problem here and there, but at least maybe try and make the least intense moments out of them. And yeah, just fix up the economy for the economy. And then, like, of course, he's always saying this because you're a neocon, even though Keir Starmer probably agrees most of what Trump says globally, or foreign affairs probably likely. This. So and then people they claim they're against Keir Starmer, but remember they'll support which isn't great either. Same thing when they're the exact same support as the Iraqis, mass destruction, but different, just a little bit different volumes. Even though, so what's the point? Will Trump remove Keir Starmer? But then I just don't know, and especially how the problems of Russia, Venezuela, Donald Trump took away even though, and like, come on, like, and we just have to inflame religions as well about them being politically, but you have to be this and that, and like between they might have been raking in, and like, and people want to say this, and but I don't know if look at this, but yeah, I know country, but unfortunately, there is a lot of hypocrisy, unfortunately, from both sides, which will probably never, because people could do whatever they want. But like the problem is, they claim they're pro freedom, but like the problem is they kind of like liberalism versus conservatism seems like uh, a union of I can't even say it right. Some of this right. And then Canada as well, the tensions not looking good. Why is Venezuela poor and corrupt? Yeah, you could say. And some says, well, for workers. And this guy says, because I cannot even accept DMs, then why are you? Don't waste your time, then don't. But yeah, if we're not gonna wake up and everything is just. But yeah, I really despise both. And listen, I'm against censorship heavily. I can't stand censorship, of course, and it sucks. I'm against censorship for all means, for all reasons. And Levante are 2-0 up. No freaking way Sevilla are losing. I can't believe these guys are losing. But yeah, I'm tired of this. Um, like, not because they told me, oh, stay out of politics, but imagine if you're in the crossfires. Like, even if you don't want to be involved, they'll force you in no matter what. That's the problem. And it's going to be ours, but even though we'll be undeservedly. Because, I'll take it. Because the problem is, of course, the all your reserves, like, this might just be more questionable, more. And if rules are being broken, what's the point of this? Hold on. But yeah, why is no one in the chat? But yeah, these problems are a joke, bro. But yeah, this is why I look at big up Chelsea Empire. I'm gonna pull up his tweets. And why is no one wants to join my stream? For God's sake. Be shocking. We'll be the one to fix. Let's not forget it, bro. outside of London since September 2024. That is just bad with this ownership. No! Look at StreamYard. But yeah, it does not surprise me. But the problem is, the media is too busy. But the problem is, the English and U.S. media are not going to be focusing on this. My guy, Chelsea Empire, I feel sorry for you. But the media will not even say this. Like I mentioned, look at this. Look, like I mentioned earlier, social media is too focused on the imperialists. Like U.S. cannot be punished. And he did like my tweet, even though it doesn't respond. We're not Barcelona. That's true. You're not Barcelona. And even though they're all. This is why. And then if we're going to allow ownerships like this, and then, yeah, the owners are criminal. If they're going to allow this might get ugly between Venezuelans and Chelsea fans. I can't lie. And even though I don't think Chelsea has signed a Venezuelan player, and we all know Chelsea are supported in Ecuador because of Caicedo, Moses Caicedo, probably their best player at this point. Him and Cole Palmer, debatable. When I'm forming Cole Palmer, more the attacking side, and just the defensive slash midfield cover, basically controlling, basically. But this is just ridiculous. And the FIFA Intercontinental Cup that was held in Qatar doesn't surprise me. It was held in Qatar because of who. Unless I wasn't not surprised because it's all driven by money. That's the problem. And then maybe who knows? Enzo Maresca, I know Michael doesn't like him, which Enzo Maresca is kind of at fault, but he is a yes man. But I kind of feel bad. But the problem is they'll do everything for PR money, and no one wants to talk about that. And this is what's been playing role at Chelsea. This is why Chelsea have only won 2 trophies, even though the FIFA Club World Cup, Donald Trump, that just gave it to you. Even though the FIFA Club World Cup, Donald Trump um has the real trophy in the FIFA Club World Cup you guys got isn't even the real one. Apparently, it's just a replica one. Realistically, the second order. And Donald Trump gets to keep whatever he wants. I think that's just not sustainable. If we're rigging things, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised the United States got an easy draw. Mexico got an easy draw. Something is going behind the scenes with FIFA. And FIFA, it's time to acknowledge that they're not good. This is why I just want to go to bed from this and never hear this. And I wish this was just a dream. Because I have many dreams about this before, maybe. In the past, maybe. Maybe I actually might have dreamed about there was a different president of the United States. This guy had he was basically redheaded, but he was kind of almost looks like Donald Trump. Okay, different. I mean, the hairstyle is more middle of the back and or no, I think it was a bit longer. I forgot. And basically invaded this country. Not in I mean that doesn't even exist in the world right now. It's just a dream called the I think it might have been an island change. What I dreamed about, and they said they invaded for oil purposes, and there was this big event of all sport. I forgot. And I've dreamed this before, and then this was a dream, but today it had to be reality. This and now And now I can't sleep. Now I just can't sleep well. Because I want, it's like, oh my god. But yeah, this is not looking good. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It seems so negative. And I know I'm talking like a bit negative, but it looks like we're seeing with that. Look, Real Madrid are using full A team sports, and why can't Marseille losing 1-0? Not this are really that good. Lons, bro, they've won again yesterday. These guys are really that good. Come on, but yeah, it's just gonna be annoying for the next few hours, bro. When is AFCON? But yeah, I might have to talk to this about this with Michael. I might have to get an emergency meeting again, part two with Michael about this. And by the way, and since all right, let's talk about CONMEBOL. So since this affects CONMEBOL football, South American football, the Venezuelan teams, I know that there's a couple Venezuelan teams that qualify for the Libertadores and Sudamericana at least. How do I spell CONMEBOL? I heard nothing from them. No official statement. I heard absolutely nothing. But I heard there's not really an official statement, and CONMEBOL has said absolutely nothing. They're just focusing. I get it, they don't want to be involved in politics. Yes, Palmeiras, they just signed him from Botafogo, and looks like and I want to do a transfer, but like I heard something from CONMEBOL. I don't know. I don't know if this is official. I don't know if it's just a rumor. According to this guy, big up to him. He's a Cruzeiro fan. The Carnival says they said they're closing modern situation in Venezuela. Dominguez, the Carnival president, even though he's not doing a great job either, not doing all the way things right, of course, as we saw, not even politically, but just naturally. To direct Venezuelan spots could be to Brazilian football, possibly. Oh, come. So yeah, this affects. There could be an advantage for at least two Brazilian clubs if this does get ugly. We could see freaking I don't know. We could see a team like River Plate. I mean not River Plate. No. I could see two more freaking teams breaking the Libertadores. No way. But Atletico Mineiro would still be left out. Same with Vasco. These guys don't even deserve to be Libertadores, and it's been 2 weeks since I've lived rent free from them. Because politically, there's like other things we need to get into, but it's because it's overshadowed. Oh, penalty for Sevilla. Will they come back even though they can't score from open play? This game is likely over anyways. It's literally the 90th minute, so it's likely game over. Even though you could say it's probably the right time to give up a goal, but it's a penalty open. But yeah, if they haven't said anything about Venezuela, people says Alec Dominguez is he's a communist social supporter because he didn't say anything about Maduro. I mean, he's just doing his job, even though but yeah, penalty for Sevilla. Alexis Sanchez going to take the first impact. Sport Venezuela professional has been suspended. Definitely So what will happen in football? We'll schedule at start of January, like with the qualifiers as well. There's like a few teams. But only oh shit! Sanchez missed. He missed. He missed. He just missed the van. He missed the rebound. He's Isaac Ramiro stinker. He can't score from open play either. They're not good enough. Almeida, he might be in the mud, honestly. And listen, and like we saw that 2 weeks ago against Real Madrid, where they, yeah, this is just ridiculous. How much minutes are they on? But yeah, what's going on? Does really sick in my stomach. No, 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 not the Sevilla game. But yeah, this guy stinker and hooked. But yeah, this is a tweet that I reposted. That's the one. I want to know. So these are the four teams that are supposed to participate in the Libertadores, or at least there's only two of them. One qualifying the first, second round. But yeah, these two teams, I don't know if they'll participate in Libertadores, and we will see what happens. Safety at the visitors, exactly. And here's the thing: you want to know what's crazy? At least the crazy part, it's about this year. Flamengo, yes, Flamengo, of course, as we just reviewed their season, upcoming review. Felipe Luis, of course, renews till 2027. Flamengo were not that great in the Libertadores group stage. In Flamengo, we struggled against Deportivo Táchira from Venezuela, only beating them 1-0 home and away. And you're saying that Deportivo Táchira had one chance to almost tie the game that could have knocked out Flamengo out the Libertadores, and that was bad. And I don't even rate the Venezuelan league at the moment when it comes to quality, and I hate to say it, unfortunately. All right, but the problem is, oh shoot, Levante, this could be 3-0. Yes, it's 3. And they're not even celebrating that much. It's over. As a commentator saying, yes, it's over. And they're saying goal 3-0 Sevilla are a joke. After beating, you've just embarrassed yourself. You Sevilla fans couldn't say anything. You guys are a joke. Honestly, Rob Betsy should have slapped you in the dart, but Sevilla, look at this. And even though Sevilla, I don't think they're American owned, but if they are, if this keeps, well, look at this. They're La Liga is absolutely in the mud, bro, with their problems. Not politically. It's just going on with going on the league recently. Why they're playing on, and then like, oh, but who cares if he pushes him, because it's already in the back of the net. Open play goal. Sevilla are absolutely done. But yeah, these clubs, I want to see what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to see protests, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if protests erupts the next few hours, few months. I mean, few days to few. This rare play fan, soccer's the third order problem. First thing is first. I agree. I'm assuming he's a rare play fan. Yeah, it's that logo. And it's over. Sevilla are frauds. And even though I want to make a video about La Liga's downfall, 22 minutes ago, que pasa con Madera, but look at, just apparently says they're having mug shots, basically. What will happen, even though this is in Spanish? And I don't know. Venezuelan sports are unaffected. So what's going to happen? Yeah, I want to know. What is Condobol going to do? I want to see. So 223,000 views. Yeah, but even with what's going on in Venezuela, no excuses for Vasco to come back to the Sudamericana or Libertadores. Don't bring these guys back. Hell no. Don't bring back Vasco in the Sudamericana. Don't do it. Vasco are a joke to football. I have to agree because Vasco, these guys are not serious. Nothing against them politically, but these guys are not serious. And I know all three colores have Vasco, even though Flamengo, as well as we hate each other. Vasco, they're just not a serious club because I'm talking about high standards. No matter what side you're on the political standard, as long as you show great things, good football. So don't be surprised. But even though Vasco, they shouldn't be in the Sudamericana. Hell no. No. I mean, Libertadores. I mean, they don't even deserve to be in the Sudamericana. At this point, if we're so desperate, why can we not just let Liga MX come back to freaking Libertadores? At this point, can we just not bring them back? The Venezuelan league, we all know the problems because of the whole issue of Venezuela, where it's Maduro, U.S. sanctions, or a mix of both. The Peruvian league just unstable, even though they're not getting attacked politically at the moment. I mean, they did have a coup. They did have a moment 2019 or 2021 or something. And the problem with Peru, they have issues that are unfortunately that are not any better. I hate to say it, but yeah, this is what's happening. But yeah, Vasco, they don't deserve to be in Libertadores, bro. Vasco don't even deserve to be in any competition at this point. These guys are jokers. Internacional, I don't know if this will affect them, or I think this is another one of another red and white club, I thought, because it's the flag. If we play for. No, it's just fucking my competitism. But yeah, you see the problems. I just hope I want to see what this guy, but yeah. I may not know the Venezuelan league. Of course, I don't have access. But yeah, Flamengo were off against Tahede because they should be battering them. Listen, and then listen, they had good moments. They had 9 shots on turn. They only put one, but the final third they were just. So that's why it just doesn't make it look good. 8 minutes ago, this, that, blossoms. This is that, this. Oh, I think we have a new tweet an hour ago. Okay. With military intervention of the United States capturing Maduro opens up or not absent. They what happened exactly? If we're gonna allow the U.S. to get away with this, then what's the point of banning not just Russia, from like competition? Real Madrid bet these kicks off in a few minutes. Some says this might this some of these games could. I think yeah, some of these games could be moved to Colombia, but even though of course us Brazilians we're not having debates about not just whether it's Nicolas Maduro being bad and all that. It's about Venezuelan clubs not being good enough to compete in Libertadores. Even though I feel bad, but even though I still prefer Liga MX clubs to compete in Libertadores, even though yeah, you could say they've never won one, but a Venezuelan club has worse quality. I have no idea what are they doing here, and especially due to the political issue, they might just go ahead and be done because they're likely going to get spanked anyway. It doesn't matter if it's Venezuela, Colombia. They're likely going to get spanked, and of course, we'll not know the groups till March, early March, the draw. But yeah, they're likely going to get spanked again. That's the problem. But yeah, well, I want to find go to Colombia because, but yeah, Confacaf, these, and I don't know what's going on. And especially her reports that Copa America is going to be hosted in the United States again in 2028. Donald Trump's last year as president, last term. It's just not sustainable. Then, and like that's the problem. But the problem, Condobo, if people are saying Condobo isn't, the guys of is in the bed of Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro, then why are they chasing the PR capitalist money from the United States? Especially what we saw in 2024, as we're in 2026 now, so I can't say last year, even though a year and a half. I mean, of course, there's nothing wrong hosting these events in the United States, but the problem is, Condobo, they just chased it for, kind of for money purposes. And then this Copa America should have been held in Ecuador, but due to the 2021 edition couldn't be held in like Colombia or Argentina due to like political unrest as well at that time, so, which Biden was in office, and yeah, both Argentina and Colombia political unrest, COVID lockdown restrictions, COVID restrictions at that time. Like that's what we saw in Brazil. Um, in Brazil, in Brazil, shoot, I forgot. And of course, Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, of course, our former president, who's in prison, by the way, himself for his right wing, attitude of activists, and even though Donald Trump is a close friend of him, but he wants Bolsonaro out. That's unfortunate. Jair Bolsonaro, of course, he commits some unfortunate wrong things because I don't really have nothing against him. But I mean, I know Zach has agenda, but unfortunately, yeah, Jair, he kind of screwed up, unfortunately. But unfortunately, there's going to be hypocrisy from both conservative and liberal parties, and it's a joke. And yeah, whatever agenda fits them, happy, happier more than happier. Even though both of them they should be on the same ship at one point because they'll have something in common anyways. At the end of the day, don't be surprised. And now this, I'm just not confident. Oh my goodness. No point got Racing River. And River and Racing shouldn't even be never thought of this. And here's the thing. And yes, before this invasion attack happened, of course we I was about to I was about ho- I was thinking about talking about today after this stream was technically I had two planned streams. This stream was supposed to be a chill New Year's chat stream, and this is supposed to be a and I was thinking about making another stream after this. Basically, why so many big South American clubs have fallen off that did not qualify for the Libertadores, because there's a lot of big South American clubs that are going back to Sudamericana because of how much they've fallen off. River Plate has fallen off. Yes, we see returns of Corinthians and Boca Juniors into Libertadores. But we're look at how many clubs are falling off. Guess who's falling off? But yeah, guess who's falling off? I forgot. But yeah, no Mbappe, of course, for Madrid. And of course, we lost that Copa America final, which is annoying. Of course, our biggest rivals, Argentina. Oh yeah, playing just look. But I forgot what I want to say. But yeah. Oh yeah. What else I want to mention? Yeah. True. A lot of South American clubs like River Plate, even Racing is now back in the Sudamericana, including Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo. They've all fallen off. Returned back to the Sudamericana. They've all fallen off. And yes, and that's the weird thing. And this is what I was. This was going to be the first stream of 2026 was about how South American clubs have fallen off. This was the original plans, but now due to this is going to be even more complicated. And then and what are we just gonna? And then am I going to be surprised if they're going to move Venezuela into Conflicaf? Does it help it make more competitive? No. Even if we're gonna go full United States capitalist mode, Venezuela and CONCACAF, even though the players they have, we all know Venezuela, their national team. I do like some of their players. You have Rondon, who's back at Pachuca from Real Odovello. It was just a 6 month loan. He's back. He's going to be uniting with Inter Valencia. Then I'm assuming. And yeah, and I know he was pretty much emotional. That game against the Red Bulls, Pachuca Red Bull, in that Leagues Cup game, even though Leagues Cup, it's just a bunch of PR coverage. I remember he wasn't playing that well because it was broken down what was going on with the elections, which I know people want to debate about that. Like for me, that's just more of a look because it's just the problem is we're just getting dragged in basically because whatever interest we are, it is. But I'm just saying that it's just not that. But I kind of I feel bad for Rondon. They have Anabundo, that absolute right back for Sociedad who plays for against Atletico Madrid later today. Even though I think Atletico should beat these guys, the Arsenal Puppets. But it's not looking good. It is not looking good. And I hate to say it. Everything is not looking good. Am I surprised? No. So annoying. We haven't even seen a comment in an hour? What a joke. Yeah, but yeah, I'm now absolutely gutted. But if Venezuela does play in CONCACAF, Rondon, of course, knows pretty much. Of course, he won the CONCACAF Champions Cup, making the Intercontinental Cup, only losing 3-0 to Real Madrid, even though just two open play goals, one penalty. Pachuca couldn't do much to punish Real Madrid, and of course, the face off in the Club World Cup itself. But the problem is that people are saying, but yeah, it's just a lot of complication. But if Venezuela played in CONCACAF, I mean, yes, they would participate in CONCACAF Nations League, which unfortunately that's going to return already in 2027. But But the problem is for Venezuela, the Venezuelan league, they might just be good enough for CONCACAF. Even though, to be fair, I know people want to say their national team is like mid. Well, well, good squad, just inconsistency. But yeah, debatable. Real Madrid, Real Betis, Bondier at the Santiago Bernabeu. But yeah, I just don't know what's going to happen. But if Venezuela wasn't CONCACAF, they would participate more in the CONCACAF Nations League Gold Cup, which will happen again in 2027. 7 more cycles, bro. But the problem with FIFA, I felt like there's just up sky. But yeah, I just hope I said everything. Robertis, yeah, I'm gonna go. Green kid, black shorts. But yeah, this is a big one. Real Madrid Betis. This is a huge one. But yeah, if this doesn't get anything resolved, then yeah, we might just be the biggest in groups, honestly. Donald Trump's America. Look at these people. I'm like every single time, bro. Fulham Liverpool hasn't even kicked off. What's the delay? What was the delay in the Fulham Liverpool game? What happened? What happened? What happened? Why is there a delay? Because they just kicked off now. I thought 2 minutes. Like, what happened? Damn, Max. What happened? Did something happen? Is there an emergency? Damn, things are really what a rocky start to 2026. Honestly, this might just be. Oh my days, bro. But yeah, this is what the Venezuelan national team would participate the Venezuelan league. I don't know how good it is compared to CONCACAF, but maybe that might just be their level. Yeah, so at this point, yeah. So that might just be it. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. But yeah. But the problem is for Condom, like we saw the problems in Copa America in the semifinals, Colombia, Uruguay in the final, where why the game was kicked off so late in Condom. In that final, especially all the drama, which you all know, the people like breaking in and like fans and like it's just ridiculous, bro. Including not wearing masks and all that, just like that as well. Even though it's 2021 during the Euros, but 2025. Yes, I'm yawning. 2025, we've seen it. in 2025. But yeah, if this the 2025, bro, not even this was back. We haven't even kicked off at the Bernabeu. Is that true? We just kicked off now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's happening. What will happen next? Next the next few hours, 2 weeks, few days to a few weeks. But yeah, I might make an interesting video as well on the Brazilian channel, if not a stream as well. I might have to mix up both topics. If River Plate gets a Copa Libertadores spot, all because of Donald Trump, am I can't believe this. And yeah, cuando the Copa Libertadores, bro, this might actually be not as competitive, honestly. But yeah, even though people are going to debate CONCACAF Conmebol, especially for the Mexico case, okay, the national team I know is not doing that well. And unfortunately, the Gold Cup is like La Liga, unfortunately. And I've called it out during the Gold Cup final as well, unfortunately. And then we saw the ice raids, before the FIFA Club World Cup. The FIFA Club World Cup might just go ahead and be staged this entire time, honestly. Because they're just gonna do that to ruin Chelsea and other things. They might have done it. Because remember, it's the same guy, and we're hosting the FIFA World Cup. And if we're just gonna keep doing this, and if Trump does this with another Latin American nation like here in Nicaragua or Cuba or Colombia, if he does threaten like that, will people wake up? But the problem is people keep sucking off the US PR money like it's nothing new, especially, and this is what, and like when you do too much PR money like that, like bad, what's it called, too much money, all in the wrong way at this point, that no longer works, it's not good. Coming, but yeah, this is not sustainable. And I want you to play a video. I'm playing this video clip from TikTok. His name is the Travels whatever. But yeah, I'm not surprised about Donald Trump. Let's hear some FIFA clips and then we'll just wrap it up. But yeah, the FIFA World Cup. This is FIFA these days. MetLife. Santi Jimenez convinced the World Cup, no surprise. But yeah, the problem is, due to what's going on, this is a joke. History is getting even more expensive. The World Cup is already freaking greedy anyways. And it's only going to get worse. The most expensive World Cup in history is getting even more expensive because FIFA, who are known for their greed at this point, are charging fans $12.50. That's a joke, bro. Just to go to the fan zones? Wow. That's how much we're falling off. So why should people be confident? Now, this is why and then, like, with this corruption, we'll never know the true story, bro. Because a lot of people want to use something else, the lesser two evils, unfortunately, because they have no other option, and now this. Happy New Year's, same crap, Marseille. To go to a fan fest. This isn't a ticket to the stadium. This isn't a seat in the nosebleeds. This is going to an entirely different city to what the game is being played and watching it on a big screen after the already ridiculous prices for the World Cup. This website that's talking about the prices of this fan fest is also stating that you're going to be spending over £3,000 to go to the World Cup final. Are we all wrong about the 2026 World Cup? We might, but yeah, might have some debates. I might. And honestly, the Venezuela Maduro issue should have been resolved way should have been resolved years back, bro. A lot of these stuff should have been resolved years back. But yeah, the FIFA Club World Cup might have just been rigged. Meant to have Chelsea to make more stupider. And yeah, what was the point being PSG? And unfortunately, what was the point of being Barcelona? Even though La Liga is kind of trash. Lyon, same thing. Even though PSG are considered the best team in the world right now. Never Bayern. But yeah, people want to hide up things. This was supposed to be unity, but if we're just going to do that, more people are going to be encouraged, and people are going to violate the rules. And then FIFA's president will defend high. And this is why if people don't get up and wake up, then yeah. Infantino, bro.
Throughout the whole process, save your money. It's going to be the greatest event ever. It's because it's the World Cup. I love the World Cup. But as soon as it gets closer and closer, I've been seeing this idiot behind me, the FIFA president, release more statements about the World Cup. The more I'm realizing that
5 days ago, by the way. There's the, oh, come on. Real Madrid wants a penalty, Vinny. Come on. Just get up. There's no penalty. I don't think that's a pen. Yeah, that's not a pen. I've seen that. No. Because we all know an open play goal's arriving anyway soon.
damn, man, do I really want to spend all this money that I saved up for this moment for the World Cup?
It's not as hostile as the game against Barcelona, but massive. It would in Spain, but of course not in class. Not a pen.
Because this guy, he don't give a shit. He don't give a shit about the people. Now
He doesn't, bro. And apparently 3 players were sent off. There was a huge fight. Napoli, Lazio, no surprise.
down below, I'm competing with 150 million people trying to get World Cup tickets in only 15 days, apparently.
But yeah, this is why everything is going to go downhill soon.
The United States is hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the 2028 Summer Olympics.
Why bring these events to the U.S.? And then, like, when you do too much, this gets sickening, unfortunately. It's like eating the same food over and over, which you do normally enjoy, but when it's too much, and even your body doesn't want it anymore. And I'm just disappointed, though.
But it's ready to deport its competitors and the attendees. We need to talk about what this means. As the United States is set to co-host the World Cup in 2026, the current administration has failed to clearly rule out immigration enforcement actions like ICE raids in and around World Cup events, saying instead that nothing that could enhance the safety of Americans is off the table.
Should we just boycott the World Cup? Watch out, someone knows. Watch out, the U.S. puts someone, those who are worse than Maduro has the president. Los Blancos. Yeah, I'm not surprised about Donald Trump.
Table. The vice president even joked about deporting soccer fans.
Incredible event. I know we'll have visitors probably from close to 100 countries. We want them to come. We want them to celebrate. We want them to watch the game. But when the time is up, they'll have to go home. Otherwise, they'll have to talk to Secretary Nell.
That's how much. Oh my goodness. Of course I'll mention, but of course. But yeah, and this is why this gets ruined by more about soccer or football in a few days.
Turn it over to now. En febrero del 2022, la
But yeah, February 2022, they mainly banned Russia. Will this be against the U.S.? I want to see. As American, I'm asking you. Because Chelsea fans, we should be asking this question too, because this is why Chelsea are in big trouble. Real Madrid gets a set piece, free kick. But the problem is people want to keep talking about, oh, this, Maduro bad all the way. Instead of just talking about the whole story.
De Rusia recibió un comunicado por parte de la Federación Internacional de...
No. I forgot that guy's name. A child football fan. Let's see what he has said anything about Venezuela. Even though we all know Venezuela were not good enough to make it. I know. Anyways, let's see. No. Oh, he has made a statement. He didn't make a video. He just made it on text. He's saying, not defending the Maduro regime. And he calls him a scrub, but dropping bombs ain't bringing regime change, democracy back to Venezuela. Imagine they had Venezuela making it the World Cup, the freaking Peace Prize team, right? Woo! Beyond that, what's the legal action? Facts. And people want to say, oh, Venezuelans look happy. The U.S. literally left the entire regime. But yeah, I know it's insane, but if this happened like before, and like imagine things got resolved easily, the right way. I don't care if it's Biden, Trump. Imagine if they did it, but like if we saw this illegal, he has an authority in the military if he wants. It's in the Constitution, brother. Then why was Russia banned? Against Russia, you guys were okay, right? And this is why Chelsea are in decline. With their new ownership. Ever since they're forced to get rid of Roman. Yeah, it's a joke, bro. Like, it's just politics ruining games. Like, come on. Are we just going to... And yes, and don't be surprised we'll get another guy that might just have authoritarian ideas. We're just going to get even worse instead of getting better. This is why... Look at this. A lot of people are just going to keep... Listen, and people... And listen, I don't care who does this, whether it's Iran, USA, Venezuela... Whoever bombs, you know who, and civilians get caught in the crossfire, that's a violation of international law. Because committing crimes like that is not good.
Okay, we need to reset the room.
Let's listen to this.
Like the 10th.
This is the video I'm gonna play. This will be the last video before I end the stream for good.
And I've tried to record this video. But the level of messages that I've been getting from Instagram, especially Instagram, about my post about the U.S. military action in Venezuela has been insane. I've been told to shut the fuck up. I've been told to suck someone's pee-pee.
And these are the same people that want Chelsea to have a downfall. They would be quiet when someone else does it. Then what's the point? Hold on. Your device is not connected. Unfortunately. Logan Lester, big up to you, but your device is not connected. That's the unfortunate. Okay, share your screen. What is it? Wait, what's this? A problem has been oh, shoot. Yeah, I think you have to fix up. You might have to rejoin. All right, let me listen to this video.
I've been told that that I'm a
I thought Madrid scored.
socialist pig that supported the murder of thousands and not millions. Like, what the fuck, people? Like, honestly, let's reset the room right now, because I bet you if we were talking face-to-face in person, you wouldn't be saying none of that shit to me. Okay? I'm not some 18-year-old kid yapping about World Cup tickets. I'm nearly 40. I'm a grown-ass man. I got my family. I have my career that I'm taking a break from to coach soccer and to take care of my child. I'm not some punk you get to just throw insults online.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even disagreeing with you that Maduro was a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit.
Yeah, Maduro has done some bad things, but exactly. But then they'll try to cover up everything else. And oh shoot, Fulham have scored against Liverpool. But yeah, he's onside. Wilson. He scores from open play. Here comes but the first attack tweets. FIFA clips, and then we'll just wrap it up. But yeah, goal. Fulham.
I might have disagreements on the way that it was done. And I do have a space to state to argue that, in part, as an American citizen that funds that very military that helped took out that guy. But I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about how FIFA basically looks stupid as hell right now, giving the Timu Peace Prize to Trump.
And this is why Chelsea will be screwed with away against Roman Abramovich. And this is why I know Michael couldn't join, but I might have to host him in an emergency stream as soon as possible. Maybe before their game against Fulham, even though, yeah.
In an attempt to make him look like some grandiose peace figure that he is not. And he's shredding the U.S. Constitution apart. But hey, nor here nor there. I was talking about the FIFA angle. But too many of y'all have gotten way too comfortable coming at me with these types of comments. Quite frankly, I should block all of you. I'm not, because I understand there's so much damn emotion going on right now. But
are we acting like this is not like new? Yes, it's possibly the so-called final peace point, or what's this called, nail in the coffin for Maduro. But even though you could say the escalation, the Russia-Ukraine war, people, even though that war has been going on for more than 10 years, this is nothing new. Am I surprised? No. So this is why people's friendships has fallen off because of politics, and I'm not liking that. This is why rivalry has been created, all because of political reasons. Why do you think Barcelona and Real Madrid is so political? Versus like at least the Betis Sevilla, who's actually a proper city derby. Classico. Same with Flamengo Vasco. I mean, the only difference Vasco, which fair play, they did stand up against discrimination. I'm just saying that Vasco is not a serious club at the moment, because they're not. And there's at least cool vibes, cool colors, especially Flamengo Fluminense. Corinthians São Paulo is kind of political.
reset, because I'm not just your little here giving you World Cup ticket prices, information, stuff like that. I'm a serious man trying to make this project, ideally commercially profitable, but at least I've made a cultural impact on this World Cup that I've achieved at least. I can't wait to get this project done, because quite frankly, that's the reaction I'm gonna get. That's the type of interactions I'm gonna have to deal with. Nah, man, I'm good. I don't need to do this. I want to do this because there's a level of commercial success, advocacy, and goodwill that I want to bring to people. But we need to reset the room, because not like this.
I agree.
Not like this at all. Okay, we need to reset.
I agree. Should have been in Las Vegas. That's true. It's just ridiculous. FIFA, but yeah, FIFA is a joke, bro. But yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. Let's see if Real Madrid scores this free kick. Jude Bellingham. Oh! They scored! Oh, Real Madrid! Color Garcia scores as I see a French flag near the middle of the pitch. He scores! He heads it in! Real number 9! 1-0 Real Madrid! And this is not even a Real Madrid watch along, but yeah, what a goal. Let's hear Football Carnage's reaction. But yeah, big up everyone. I don't feel like we did. Search up Carnage.
In this current squad, he gives us in the 9. He's an.
But yeah, but anyways, I think that's it. I might do a part 2 about this, but this time with Michael. And we're going to talk about both Chelsea's ownership and this again as well. So yeah, big up everyone. Stay tuned. Good. Have a great day. The rest of your day, and enjoy your day.